So the first step everyone thinks is, oh my God, I need a website. I need to do SEO. I want to spend money on ads and doing Instagram boosts. But none of these things are actually going to work for you. So my first focus in any business is make those first 10 or 12 sales. Once you make those 10 or 12 sales is when you're going to actually start learning about who your customer is, what their problems are. Then you can start designing your service, your language around how it will be on the website. You get some case studies and testimonials. Then you start to the next step. But before you've even sold your service or a product 10 to 12 times, don't even think about it. Hey guys, my name is Neil. I'm a Sydney-based entrepreneur. And in this video, I wanted to give you 8 real strategies that I've used to generate hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue for my clients. I have a lot of friends that are either starting their own small business or a consulting gig or a side hustle. I really wanted to make this video for you. I want to give you some practical strategies that you can use that will help you save a lot of time, money, and effort and steer you in the right path. So let's dive in. So my first thing is, don't worry about a website. Don't worry about SEO. Don't worry about spending money on ads. Those are the things that are not going to work from you from day one. If you're an experienced business person, yes, they might work on it. If you know how to drive traffic, this video is actually not for you. This video is for someone who's just starting their business. So if you want to focus on building a business, what you want to do is make 10 to 12 sales first. This will do 2 things. Number one, it's going to help you get in front of the right kind of people. It's going to teach you that you need grit and determination to make those sales. Even if those sales are offline, it doesn't matter. Sale is a sale. And number 2, you don't need a flashy website in order to make a sale. What you need to do is move product from A to B. You solve someone's problem, or you give them a product that's solving their problem in return for money. Boom, you're in business. So you don't need that fancy SEO. You don't need that fancy website. You don't need to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on ads, because most likely, if you've never done it before, these things are not going to work for you. What is going to work is that old school knocking on the doors, old school reaching out to people by cold email that you might know that might be interested in your product or service. Sale is a sale, so don't make it too romantic. Don't be attached to what the sales channel is, whether it's coming through your website or whether it's coming through word of mouth or someone refers you to a person. Number 2 is social proof. Now that you've made like 8 to 12 sales, now what you have to do is gather reviews. You need to get testimonials, case studies. You need to get people to do video testimonials. You need to get people to send photos using your product. We are all social animals. We love to hear other people's success stories. And if you can tell those stories using your products or using your services, this is where it's going to get really good for you. So the step 2 is to build that social proof, put it on the website, get some credibility, so it's not just a random person trying to sell you a product or a service, but it's tried and tested in the market, so people are more likely to buy from you. The other thing you can do is find influencers in your niche. So one of the things that I did that got one of my clients 6 million plus views was that I found an amazing influencer that was really on the verge of going very popular. We cold outreached her, we heard back from her, we sent her our product, and boom, she made a video for us and it got 6 million plus views on all socials. It was unbelievable. So I highly recommend that influencers are a really great way of breaking out of your mold. So if you're into a business services specifically, then you want to find business influencers on LinkedIn or thought leaders on LinkedIn that you can partner up with. If you're selling a product or a service, send a freebie to one of the influencers. See what they think. If they like it, if they want to promote you on their socials, it's such a great way to leverage their audience and get some free publicity for you. So rather than paying hundreds of dollars for ads, I would rather you send your products out to influencers and see what happens. Now you've got a few sales, you've got a bit of social proof through testimonials, reviews, case studies. So you need to find channel partners that you can partner up with. For example, if you're selling a golf equipment, you need to focus on partnering up with golf equipment stores. Sounds pretty obvious, right? But it's actually not. We don't even want to think about those things from time to time because it's so out of our comfort zone. But It's actually easier than you think. You just have to pick up the phone, call them, write them an email. Worst thing, they're going to say no. But you just need that one person to partner up with you, and boom, you're in business again. Again, that person, you can strike up a conversation with them, strike up a deal with them, and before you know it, you're selling through that channel partner, and you both can make a win-win agreement, and you're winning there. The next thing is press releases. Press releases are a very understated way. When you feel that you're getting consistent sales, you've got the social proof, you've got the influencers, you can use all of that momentum and reach out to certain news outlets in your industry. For example, if you're a carpenter, you reach out to some of the carpentry magazines or some woodwork magazines or some magazines about interior design. And those magazines are looking for amazing newsworthy stories. So if you can tell your story and what sets you apart from other people in a very unique way, you'll most likely be promoted in that magazine as an editorial piece, which you can then take back and put it on your website. And by this time, if you have a website, even if you don't, it doesn't matter. You can always say that I've been featured on X, Y, and Z magazine, and that builds more awareness for you and more social proof. Very old way of getting awareness for your product, but man, when that works, the social proof and the awareness you get from it is phenomenal. So make sure you try a bit of that as well. Referrals. Man, this is an underrated one. Literally free. You can incentivize people that have used your service and ask them for referrals. And if they refer you, you can incentivize them in so many different ways. If you're a subscription-based company, you can literally give them percentage of subscription every month. If you're selling e-commerce products, you can literally give them a discount code that they can share with their friends. It's an amazing way for you to get customers. And if someone likes your product or service, you want them to tell that to other people. And then it grows organically that way. And word of mouth is still one of the most powerful ways to market yourself. And if you can incentivize people for doing that word of mouth advertising for you, it takes your business to a whole new level. And now we're slowly approaching the strategies like social media content creation. Usually we do this first, but the reality is no one actually cares about it first. Now that you have social proof, now you're mentioned in some press magazines and releases, now you have some channel partners, now that you have some referral programs set up, people are more likely to pay attention to you when you use social media because you have a tried, tested, and true service or a product that you're offering. So now you can start building out content in the form of video, in the form of written text. So it's a lot to unpack here, and if you want to see more content on how to build your social media strategy, I'm happy to build another video on that. But this is the time that you get into your social media strategy as well. And now finally, you should be at a point where you're getting a lot of revenue in your business. And this is when you should be considering paid ads to amplify your offering, your messaging, and get more awareness and target specific people. So depending on what your niche is, whether you're in a professional service industry or you're in a social media space or you're in an e-commerce space, you want to have a specific strategy to attract the right kind of people to your product or service. And this time is when you go out there and start spending money on ads, because by now you've ticked all the boxes from previous, you've got the social proof, and now you're ready to go out into the open market. And this is how you can truly scale your business. Incorporating these strategies, but in the right order, can be a game changer for you. Don't think about spending money initially. Spending money is the easiest solution, and it might be the worst solution for you at the time. Focus on the initial hustling, focus on getting the initial 10 to 12 customers, initial 10 to 12 or 50 sales, and that's the thing that's going to teach you a lot about who your target audience is, and that's going to help you make better decisions for your business because you have more data about what it is that people actually want, and your business is going to grow more sustainably. I wish you all the best, firstly, and secondly, I really want you to succeed. And if you do have any questions for me, you can always reach out to me at NeilOnGrowth on all social platforms. If you like this kind of content, please do subscribe and like. It goes a long way.